Hi everyone and welcome back to Adam's Fishing. It has been a while, hasn't it? I'm sure you can imagine why that is, but I'll explain more about that when you join me down at the lake later on. Yes, that's right, I've actually got a chance to go fishing for the first time in a very long time this afternoon. I am working at the moment. You join me in my home office and I'm just filming this quick introduction here because I'm going to have so little time when I get to the lake to do any messing around with the camera and stuff like that. Reason being, it's days only at the moment on my club, no fishing during the hours of darkness at all, which means I have to get there this afternoon, get all set up and start fishing for as long as I can before it starts to get dark. Basically, I reckon it's going to give me 2 or 3 hours fishing, which isn't a lot, I know, but at least it's something, and I absolutely cannot wait to get down there. So as I say, the reason I'm filming here in the office this morning is just to say hi, give my quick introduction, and then hopefully you'll join me down on the lake shortly where I can explain a little bit more about what's been going on over the last few months, although I'm sure you can get a lot of it. And also introduce you to a new piece of gear that I got for Christmas. I got a new chair from my lovely wife, so I'll show you that. It's awesome, and we'll see if we can maybe catch a carp. Hey, I've made it to the lake. It's 1 o'clock, thanks to my very understanding boss who let me go a bit early today, so that I could get down here and at least get a few hours fishing in whilst it's still light. Now, just doing this very quick bit of filming in the car on my mobile phone because I'm going to be switching onto my head cam, the GoPro, in just a sec to save me a bit of time. So it's fluffy hat on and head cam on over the top, and hopefully I'll catch a little bit of film with this thing on the way down to the lake, and then when I'm there and I'm pretty much set up and ready to rock and roll, we'll reconvene and I'll have a chat with you about how things are going. It's according to the thermometer on my car, -1 outside, so I'm sort of half expecting that the lake might be frozen, or at least frozen in places. It's going to take some kind of a miracle for me to actually catch a carp today, but it's an opportunity to get outside, get on the bank, have a quick catch up with you, and show you my new chair. So why not? I'm going to walk down there and see what today brings. All right, guys. Well, short session, so travelling light is the aim of the game here. Got a bit of a trek down to the lake, so I've come with the bare minimum of stuff, really. It's a rucksack, a rod holdall, and my camera bag there. Plus, of course, here, I hope you can see this on the camera, I've got my new chair, and you'll notice I'm handling it with great ease, and that's because it weighs practically nothing. It's the Nash Indulgence Super Light chair. I'm going to carry this under one arm down to the lake, and then show you it unfolded down there. But I've tried it out and I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's the gear. Time to get that backpack on my back. Here we go. Chair in one hand, rod bag in the other. I've got the camera bag around my neck and my backpack strapped on. It's, despite the cold, a lovely fresh day. I can actually feel the, oh, look at this ice. That's not a good sign, is it? I can actually feel the sun trying to break through the layer of cloud above my head, so that would be a welcome thing. But for now, my goodness, it's great to be taking this walk down to the lake after such a long break away. I'm sure you guys can imagine COVID and the lockdown has had a huge impact on everyone. It's certainly had a huge impact in our household, in terms of the time that I've been able to get out, and of course in relation to the lockdown itself, where there are certain restrictions in place on when you can and can't go fishing. Oh, I can just feel a little bit of sun coming through now. Wouldn't that be lovely? I've got a nice flask of hot tea in my bag to warm myself up once I've got everything set up. So let's just hope that the lake isn't frozen solid. And already I'm seeing a lot of ice. A lot of ice. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, let's go and investigate. I love emerging from these trees to see the water, but I don't like seeing it covered with a layer of ice. That is disappointing. Now, this is, I think, the shallower, slightly shallower end of the lake. And it doesn't get a lot of winter sun at all. It's very shaded, so I'm not going to assume that the whole thing is froze. I'm going to check out the deeper end of the lake and see if I have any more luck there. Obviously, depending on how much ice there is, you know, there's a good chance that I'm not going to be able to fish at all today. Just from a sort of fish safety point of view as well. Can't really fish in a tiny little hole in the ice, because if I do by some miracle catch something, it's just going to cut me off on the edge of the ice. So let's have a wander around anyway, see what we can see. You never know. Oh, and there's the sunshine. That's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Well, if I wanted to go ice skating, well, I'll probably fall through it, to be honest, but I'd be okay. If I want to do some fishing, well, I've got no chance. What a gutter. Oh, let's get this camera off my head and have a proper chat with you. But there's the frozen lake behind me in all its glory. It's looking very pretty, just unfortunately with no moving water that I can fish into. Absolute nightmare. Anyway, for now, I'll take you back to where I've dropped my gear, just so I can take the opportunity to show you my new chair anyway. What's the next best thing to actually fishing? Well, you know, it's fishing gear, isn't it? So I'll show you this thing. I am really chuffed with it. My wife played a blinder there at Christmas with getting me that. She kept it a secret as well. Didn't even ask me, you know, what it was that I wanted. She just knew that I was after a lightweight chair. And yeah, she's played a blinder. So I'll show you that. I think I'll have a cup of tea as well, seeing as I've walked all the way down here before, I suppose, whacking everything back on my back and walking back to the blooming car. What a nightmare. Anyway, let me put this thing on a tripod so it's not shaking all over the place, and then I can talk to you properly. Well then guys, here it is, the Nash Indulgence Super Light chair. True to its name, as I said earlier, it is really light. It weighs practically nothing compared to my old chair, which weighed an absolute ton, which is great, makes it very mobile, or easy to move around, I should say. It's also got its own sort of like integral carry strap, which you can sling across your shoulder if you want to keep your hands free. There's a little pouch that you can tuck that away in if you don't like it on the outside, or when you're not carrying it around, you can put that in there. It's also got Velcro retaining straps here and here, which just hold the two halves, if you like, of the chair together in transit. So overall, a really neat little package, that's for sure. I'm going to now unfold the thing and talk to you a little bit more about what I think is its best feature, the fact that it's so darn comfortable. I didn't realise that a fishing chair could be so comfy. This one really is. Yeah, to say I'm pleased with it is an understatement. I'll unfold it now, and then I have a little bit of a catch up with you as well about the whole fishing situation over the last few months, which has been pretty non-existent for me. It must be nearly 3 months since I last uploaded to YouTube, so I'm really sorry for the long wait, guys. I just didn't really have a lot to share with you, to be honest. Given the state of the lake behind me, I still don't, but hey, it's a catch up anyway. Alright, time to unfold this thing. Release the Velcro straps. And that basically allows you to open the thing up. Just as with any chair, open up the legs and you're good to go, really. It's got these large sort of square shaped mud feet, which is something I've not seen before, usually always been circular on previous chairs that I've had. It's also got these things, they're spring loaded, so you don't have to fiddle with them too much when you're trying to get your chair level. You just, let me show you that side on, you just squeeze the trigger and out the leg pops, because it's quite a high, quite a strong spring in there, I suppose. Let's sit the thing upright, give it a little adjustment, show you what I mean. And there we are, rock solid. Comfy too. So I'm sort of starting to realise there's not a great deal more you can say about a chair. I've said it's comfy, but let me just tell you why. It's got these like memory foam padded mattresses on the back and on the bum section, and they are just really nice. They really do absorb your weight, and I'm carrying quite a bit of extra weight thanks to lockdown, I must say. I'm nicely padded all around the sides as well, nicely styled too. I think it looks good. It's even got kind of like a neck or head pillow here at the back, which has also got that memory foam stuff in, which is just lovely. And it's fleecy covered in the middle here as well, which helps to keep your back a bit warmer as well. So that's about all I can say about the Nash Indulgence Super Light chair. I'm definitely not sponsored by them. I've got no reason to say that this is an awesome chair other than my experience with it so far is that it is. Now, all of that said, I've only given it a test run for a few hours previously, and I've only had it for a short period of time. I only got it as a Christmas present. So this is a short-term review, you know. I'll let you know in a year's time if it's still holding up well. But from the looks of the build quality, I think it probably will, so let's hope so. For now, what I'm going to do is grab a cup of tea, park myself right here, have a quick chat with you, and then start thinking about loading all the stuff back up, I suppose. Well, it's only watching this back now that I realised that none of what I'm saying here was actually being picked up by the microphone, because the wind was howling across the front of it and all you could hear was the cracking and popping of the wind in the microphone and not my voice at all. So just to catch you up on what I was trying to say here is a little bit about what's been going on over the last few months. Well, you guys know full well we've had another wave of COVID, haven't we? And around Christmas time we went into full lockdown. For anglers that was relaxed a little bit shortly after, whereby we were allowed to locally go fishing, and I should point out I am local here, locally go fishing, but no night fishing and no fishing in darkness. My club have stuck firm to that rule, as they should, and it applies that I can't go fishing during the hours of darkness. Now that really throws a spanner in the works for me, because as you guys know, most of my fishing is after work and most of it happens to be in darkness, which I know sounds a bit gloomy really to say that I fish in the dark all the time, but I do a lot of fishing in the dark. I don't mind it, and it just works around my home and work life pretty well. So unfortunately not been able to get any of those sort of after work sessions in. Plus, of course, we've got the whole lockdown thing going on, and you guys know I've got a wife and 2 young kids, and therefore it's not really very fair of me when they're bored out of their minds to just up sticks and leave them to it for a whole day at a time, you know, maybe at the weekend or something like that. I mean, and also there's the fact that my wife is a nurse and she's working most of the time anyway, so opportunities to fish have been few and far between. But listen to me, it's hardly the worst thing that's happened in this pandemic, is it? You've got to put these things into perspective. You know? That's just my update to let you know why I've not been uploading any videos. So I'm sorry you've had such a long wait for any videos, but it's really just I haven't been able to get out fishing because of one thing or another. And I'm sure it's the same for most of you guys out there as well, is that it's just bad times, isn't it? We'll get through it, guys, and it will improve. I know it will. We've just got to persevere and make the most of those opportunities if we get them. Like today was a great opportunity for me to get out and do some fishing, but of course the lake was frozen. Of course, we've had our brush with COVID at home as well. My wife did contract COVID, and thankfully it didn't affect her really badly. It did mean that we were fully locked down for a couple of weeks, which was really tough, of course, for none more so than our poor little dog Charlie, who wasn't getting his proper walks, had to make do with the back garden, the poor little thing. So thankfully we've come out the other side of that now, and weirdly I didn't catch it, and nor did the two kids. I mean, we were being really careful at home with wearing masks and hand washing and quarantining my wife in one room and all of that kind of stuff, and I think it just kind of worked out for us. So yeah, we were quite lucky in that regard. But yeah, it's all going on, isn't it? I mean, on the plus side, it sounds like this vaccine rollout is going well, and let's hope it continues to do so and that it really works and we can start getting back to some sort of normality. If you know, for real life and also for fishing life, it would be so nice. Anyway, I've waffled on for far too long, guys. I'm gonna have to leave it there. Thanks for joining me. Thanks so much for watching and persevering and sticking with me, even though I haven't been uploading for a while. Hopefully I'll be able to do some more proper fishing vids in the not too distant future.